What's your plan there? You gonna weld that wrench to it? There is a God. Ha ha ha. Good morning, everybody. We are going to be working on some smog legal stuff today and illustrate the complications and issues with such products. And it is on big rig status. Oh, it's going to be more of a nightmare than I pretty much thought it was going to be. We have an exhaust leak. Pretty good one. Yeah. Broke a stud back there. So we got to pop the manifold off. Hope I don't have to pull the turbo off. Oh man. Yeah, she's gonna be fun. I was thinking about this last night because this is the log truck right here. I was like, well, it's not gonna be that big a deal. But in my mind, I'm thinking everything's got a steed speed on it now. That's wrong. So we're gonna have to. We got hoops to jump through on this one, to say the very least. But we're gonna go ahead and get this clicked out and take you guys on it for the ride. So here we go. Obviously a broken stud for the manifold. This one's, oh yeah, it even cracked it too. Look at that, Andy. She was busted anyway, so.
Well, a while ago you seen some black on there, so it might have been from that.
Yeah. This is, I mean, you can see a little bit of a leak of this. Almost looks like it's dripping some stuff. I don't know what the heck the deal is with that, but yeah, busted bolt. We got to get that. It is in the head a little bit too, so that's going to be a nightmare. About a million different hoses and lines on here. It's ridiculous, really. Compared to the other one, you got one in, you got one out. This one here, you got one in here, then you got one on the other side that's teased to go up here and here, and then you got your oil, and then you got your sensor for your back pressure here. You got one oil drop, and we had to drain these big rigs. We took 12 gallons out of it. It was still running out. I don't know how much is in this rig, but progress is made. Got the manifold off, turbo off. I broke a stud on the turbo here, so we're trying to get that out. Honestly, they almost look like the same ones that are on Dodge. So yeah, get that out and try getting this thing back in. We got to get that sucker out right there. That's going to be the main issue. We are at the point of where drill bits and easy outs come into play, and nobody's a fan of that situation. You guys can see that's the broken stud right there. I just put a left-handed drill bit on this. Look at it. Oh, yeah, buddy. There is a God. Ha ha ha. I was, yeah, drill and tap, or drill and easy out one of these things. I was not looking forward to it one bit. Look at that though. We're back in business, boys. Not really much sticking in there. Huh. Well, there you go, Andy.
Good deal.
Yeah. What's your plan there? You gonna weld that wrench to it?
I'm gonna weld it and then I'll cut it or bend it up.
Yeah. Did it, wait, do that again? Did it just move it?
No, it was just a
Oh. I hope it's not only just me that this happens to, but projects never go completely smooth. They always have some kind of an issue. First thing is we had a broken stud. I showed you guys that earlier. This broken back, well, it's not a stud, but manifold bolt. So that was the whole thing, but it actually did come out of there easily. But this one, manifold or turbo stud for that. All the rest of them, they didn't come off very easily, but they popped right off and then threaded off with your hands. But this one, it gave us mother of a time. But we finally got it off. Welded wrenches, nuts, everything we could to it, and we just kept breaking stuff or just breaking the welds. Finally got that SOB off of there, and wow. He headed to the parts store right now to see if he can find a stud. It's not like a Dodge truck where one side's different than the other. They're both the same, so he might get lucky, or we could just use a bolt, I guess, if we had to. But he's gonna see what he can gather up. I'm waiting on him now. I torqued all the exhaust manifold bolts, so we'll just go ahead and I'll show you guys the truck a little bit. This thing, it's almost got 200,000 miles on it now. It's a 2012. Bought it in, I'm gonna say 14, because here in California you have to have a smog compliant truck for this over-the-road stuff. It had to be 2012 or newer. It meant compliance. And he got this truck, I think he said Indiana, because he didn't want air ride suspension. The self-loader, he didn't like that. So it's got this big old beefy, holy crap. It doesn't really ride that rough, but it's a nice truck though. I've showed you guys the inside. And then Olympic log loader made up in Washington, and I forget who made the dolly. That's the dolly. I went up to Oregon and picked it up though. Forget who made that. So we got somebody else on there. It was General Trailers, I think it was. Yeah. So I'll show you guys the inside real quick, and then we'll get back to work. Hopefully Andy shows up here in the next couple minutes, because we still got a bunch of crap to do. We got to put like 12 gallons worth of coolant back in there. But oh yeah, he's about to click 200,000. Look at that. It had low miles as far as these trucks go when he got it, but it's kind of wearing this seat to death. This seat is falling apart. He needs a new seat big time. It is a T800 Kenworth. The Cummins engine in it it's got a 550 ISX, 410 gear ratio with 18 speed. Truck as it sits right now weighs 40,000 pounds. He can get this thing in and out of more places than I can get that freaking gooseneck in and out of. And why I say that, it's not that he's an outstanding better driver. Could be. But how the log dolly works, it tracks and follows compared to a regular trailer that takes the corners narrower than what your pattern was. Just the design of it. I'll try and show you guys in one of the videos later on. But this thing is it's a big freaking hoss. This is his old one too. I don't know if you guys saw that. It popped a head gasket, so it forced him into using his new one. This has a Cummins 400 in it. A couple million miles on this rig. I would say it is exactly the same rig. Exactly. Anyway, well, bada bing, you ready to see it? All back together. Just as I thought, Andy could not find a stud, so we ended up just getting a long threaded bolt and cutting the top off, putting it on there. It's a little bit long, but it's not gonna hurt anything. I've triple checked everything because there's coolant line goes down to here, coolant line goes over there to that thing, the oil return down there, big guy, then I put a new gasket in there. All this smog crap everywhere, and then everything for the VGT to operate. I mean, that is, I'll be honest with you, I don't know, it doesn't look much bigger than the VGT off of my pickup, but I know it's a little bit bigger, that's for damn sure. No idea what kind of boost this thing runs, and no idea what kind of EGTs it's running. Bone stock truck. There is a couple guys in town that have similar setups to this with their little lowboy rigs and rental yards, and they turned their Cummins up a little bit because they said it was just too much of an absolute dog to get out of its way. But this thing, Andy's pretty happy with the power on it compared to, you know, to that. So he's gonna let her rip here in a second.
Ready?
Yep. Knock on wood. Hear it anymore? Yeah. Ready to go, boom. Got stuck in a puddle back there. Open diff or whatever the heck's going on here. Limited slip ain't working in the truck. I don't know. We're finishing up out here at Andy's house. That took way too long. Probably would have been fine if I didn't break off that bolt, because everything went back together really quick after Got a new bolt in there, or stud rather. I come out here every once in a while, help Andy with the log truck. Most part he takes care of it. His old logging truck, that blue Kenworth, that thing, oh man. It seemed like once a week that thing would have something really bad going on with it, but he was sitting on that new logging truck for a while. He was sitting there pretty much ready to rock and roll. Just needed to put it all together. And finally when the head gasket went on that Kenworth, or the blue Kenworth, we got that new one going. He's been driving it ever since. He had a couple issues, emissions related stuff. Took that down there. They just did a recall because Cummins wasn't burning clean enough. They were doing roadside checks and checking to see how well they were, you know, smog was running or whatever. And Cummins in that era weren't running clean enough. So took it to the dealer, got the trap all cleaned for free, and they reprogrammed it. And Andy says it's running hotter than it was before. It doesn't have EGT gauge. It has a boost gauge. He says it does run like 30 psi on a hard climb, which not that bad. Honestly, that VGT does not look like it's that much bigger than the one on new Dodge pickups. And it's heavy, just the same. Got her all taken care of though. She's all buttoned up. Thank God it did not rain today, because that job just would have been a rough one today. And it's supposed to downpour tomorrow, so very happy we got it all taken care of. That truck is like 600 miles shy of 200,000 miles. Still a young blood. We did a little bit more talking about getting trailer for that rig and skid steer for next year. As it goes, technically it's V-Belt and Son and Andy, if you guys cared to know. We're gonna end this video right now, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you stuck through the whole video. Those of you that do, comment below and said we made it, boys. I appreciate it very much. Hit them buttons, like, comment, subscribe, and always check out vbeltandson.com. I do have different color hats on there if you have not checked it, as well as mugs, and I am wearing one of our t-shirts right now. Testing it to see how well the V-Belt and Son sign sticks on there. I'll throw a picture up for you guys. Want to make sure it's good quality stuff before it hits the sale floor and you buy something that's junk. We don't want that. We want some good stuff getting out to you guys. I'll not gonna lie, it's felt comfortable all day. So, see you guys later.